Ace, this is Strato Strike, the new Centurion air defense system. It has pop-up back wings with turboprops, radar sensors on the backpack, 4 basic missiles, and 2 global super missiles.
You'll need all that artillery since you never learned to shoot straight. We'll see how straight I can shoot when I get you on the practice field.
Welcome back to Retro Wednesday, the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about Volume 2 of Unproduced Centurions prototypes, and this is also a creation. This stuff is made by Anson, and he has done a fantastic job. Lots of work, lots of time, lots of effort, lots of thought went into this, a lot of revisions to get where we are here. And with that, he does design them and 3D print them. Then he creates a mold off of that and does injection molded plastic with these. And he thinks of all the gimmicks and how it really would have worked if it really was produced by Kenner. And it's really awesome. Just hard to believe this stuff exists. We're at Volume 2. Going to have several more volumes as he's got a lot more creations coming. A lot of creations that are Kenner prototypes that never got made. But a lot of other creations that are his own that, hey, no one even was thinking about this, which is fantastic. But we're going to get to looking at this. Hope you enjoy this Retro Wednesday. And this is Volume 2 of hopefully 5 at least. Coming up. We're going to start with Rex and his Electrocharger over here. Now, this is the Electrocharger. This is kind of the standard suit that he probably would have been packed with, in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if they would have actually made him, he would have been packed with that. And then this is the Gatling Guard that came, that we already reviewed, we already looked at, but just kind of show kind of what we've already done. This thing is, it's incredible, but it's incredibly ridiculous how big Kenner designed it. And Anson wanted to make it the same size and to match it as close as he possibly could to what Kenner did, even though they made it ridiculously big because it was going to hold like C batteries or D batteries and the lighting feature and all that kind of stuff. In modern day technology, we can do the lighting feature with a whole lot less. But anyhow, this is really awesome. We're going to get into the Electrocharger. So let's get into Rex and the Electrocharger. And the first thing I want to say is that the figure itself is a figure that was made from the ground up that Anson did make, but I do believe it is more or less a Max figure that was more or less copied. I believe I might be wrong on that, but it doesn't really matter because it glows in the dark. It looks amazing, and it's one of those things that we would have never gotten this. The fact that the only Rexes that were released were actually prototypes. They weren't actual Rex, and John Thunder. And so they never went forward with it. They just cold stopped on this line. And so for that, we didn't get them. Now this one here is, I keep bumping this off. The center one is a little looser. And I do wonder about the glow-in-the-dark materials being a little bit softer than some of his other figures because of the fact that it's glow-in-the-dark material. But it just might be all in my head. But it still looks amazing. The idea that the whole thing glows in the dark is still fantastic. I love it. We do have this center gun, which can pivot and move. And then we have these fins right here, kind of like what we see with Ace and with Max with their standard weapon systems. They come with similar type turbines, but these are like wings. And then the back is a nice bulk. He's got a missile launcher, which I do believe that glows in the dark too. I guess I'll have to kill the lights to find that one out. I actually haven't checked that one yet, if that glows in the dark. But the launcher is cool. Now this, I think they would have done more ideas and refined it even more before they released it as Kenner, but we're going off of exactly what Kenner had planned at the time. And let's see if I can get this helmet off here without taking the whole backpack off. We can get a good look at that head. That's a good head to look at right there. And so he did update the head, upgrade the head. He's done some things. Looks fantastic. Looks like I kind of got two tones on here. He did send me an additional head, so that is awesome. I'll probably be able to utilize that. And then there, then he does say it does. You do kind of press on it kind of hard to get that in to lock in, and it does lock in. There it goes. And then we put the backpack back on, and I am bumping this stuff off. Still, it's just amazing. I do kind of feel like this is still prototype level. Even though it is sturdy. I have not personally broken anything that he has made, but it's still pretty awesome that he's made them. Now, The one party trick for this, and we have to move this up, is the launching mechanism. And he had put some super heavy duty springs in here. And I feel like this should turn, and I don't want to keep that on tight. I don't want to put too much pressure on this, but let's launch it. And there it goes, launched. Now I'm only showcasing the gimmicks because he included them. I am literally just going to have it as a display piece. I will not be launching missiles very often. It's just a thing that I won't be doing. But one thing he did include was more of these wrist communicators, another invention of his that's so simple yet amazing. And we've got one here on good old Rex. So, and he paints them. I'm guessing he's painting all that by hand and painting every one of them. That's fantastic. Eventually, every one of my figures is going to have one of these on it in my collection, and that's going to be phenomenal. Let's kill the lights and see it glow. Okay, kill the rest of the lights. My camera doesn't really pick it up, but maybe I can enhance it in... Let's see if I can do a little something here. I can enhance it in editing. Next up, we have Amber, who is Doc Terror's daughter, so we obviously have to show her next to Doc Terror and how that's going to look and how that's going to scale. And these female characters are very tricky because they are made smaller and thinner and accurate to the show. But again, another one he's done a fantastic job with. So let's do this. Now, getting over here to the figure, before we get into it, I do want to show his Crystal Cane, which he's saying he's doing some updates to Crystal. And I think it's so that she's a little more sturdy in the feet. But I think this Crystal he made already is fantastic. But yet he keeps making improvements as he go, so, which is fantastic also. And I don't mind having more than one. Trust me, I don't mind having more than one. I am excited to get multiples of these figures and characters as he makes improvements, because I just love this toy line and I like it. I guess if you look at hers, how we have her leg, her lower foot is the way he's going to go with that. I think. I shouldn't speak if I don't know 100%, but this Amber is sort of an updated version of how he's going to be going with these. And I just want to make sure that she's got a solid footing when I set her back down. But definitely fun to see these figures. And they're made so differently, but they match the cartoon exactly, which is what I want. Again, a toy, if there was a toy version, he would have matched the toy version exactly, but there wasn't. Now here she is. She does have a solid piece for the hair, which I would have actually preferred like a rubbery one, but at the end of the day, this will hold up and last longer. And so there's pluses, minuses, positives, and negatives to everything. So do you want one that's going to look good 10 years from now still? Or do you want one that's probably going to break down? Rubbery kind of stuff would break down. So I guess I'm happy with this. She does have some articulation, which I'm not going to get too deep into the articulation. But we've got, the typical ball joint right here. We've got swivel there. Only a 90 at the elbow. Nothing in the hand. A little bit of going on with this right here. I don't want to push it too hard. But we do have an ab crunch, and then waist swivel. I mean, he's advancing this stuff really well, actually. Actually, it's really, really well. He's got the cut for the thigh swivel, which is, I mean, he's action figure making here. He's got the double jointed knee, which I'm not going to press too hard. I'm more worried that she stands than she jumps. She's not going to do anything all that crazy on my shelf. She's going to stand here. And what I really want is that whole hand upon my hip. And then something like with this other hand, like she's doing something devious. And I really kind of like the shift in weight. Like, she's standing with her weight shifted. That kind of a pose. Something along this range here. She can hold a pose like that. I like that. I like stuff like that. It works. And for my display, she's going to be well secured. So if, like, she gets bumped or something, she's not going to fall over. It's really awesome. I'm glad that this stuff's getting made, and I'm glad he's making improvements to these. So let's get on to my favorite one. No, saving my favorite for the last. I don't want to say best for the last, because these are all amazing, but my favorite's going to be last. Got one more thing to show before we get into the Strato Strike. For John Thunder, he has got two different versions, and what came first, the chicken or the egg? Which one was first? This one was the first one, is my understanding. and then this one would be the second one. And this one is supposed to look more, I guess you say, more like the prototype, the actual toy that was going to get made, and it does launch and all that kind of stuff. That's what that one is supposed to be. This one is more like the show, I believe, which, again, it's something that we all want. We want it to look like the show. So he's continually making improvements. But the bigger improvement that he's making on these isn't just that it looks more like the show, but it's that the launcher, the launching missile, you can see here, I'm only messing with this because he includes it. Oh, yeah, when you put it in, it spreads the wings, and then you slide it to the side, and it launches. And then it breaks into two and has a net in it. And I gotta admit, Ramen did that with theirs, and I just forgot that was a feature that Ramen did. Ramen does that with their John Thunder also. So awesome that he's doing it, and he did send me an updated missile so that when I can put it on my John Thunder, and this is just going to be on his chest. So updated missile, lots of fun. I'm just having a lot of fun with this stuff, and Answer's doing a great job with it. It's just fantastic work. And to have both versions, I'm going to have to get 2 more John Thunders. Or, well, for what's coming, because he does have some more stuff for John Thunder in the works. So I'm going to need 3 so I can have everything displayed. So next up is my favorite of this batch, and that is the Strato Strike. That's because Ace is my favorite character. Ace got underrepresented when it came to weapon systems. He only has 3. He's got the Sky Knight, he's got the Orbital Interceptor, and he's got the Sky Bolt. Not to be confused for Sky Vault, which is what beams down everything. But anyway, let's move out of the way. He's got some extra stuff on him too. But this is awesome. Spot on. Exactly what I've been looking at in pictures for years. This is phenomenal that he nailed it, and it just looks really good. And he can stand there really well with it on, which I think is a big deal. That and I'm, in all reality, the Rex, I'm so excited to have it, but he is a little back heavy because of the backpack. The way it is, it's like 2 equally weighted front and back pieces so that he stands okay. Which, if I spin it too much, yes, he could fall because of the way it's going on. Plus, the gimmick holds up in every direction. This is just amazing that he pulled it off. I mean, it's fantastic. Now, let's get into a couple of these things with it real fast. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4 missiles that plug in, kind of similar to these missiles, of course, redesigned. And then, what does it look like? It looks like this, which is different, but that is still really cool. And you plug those in to there, and then he has these. Now, they're not the same as like turbines. It's more like when you got like a race car, you got a spoiler on it. It's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at these. Or you could say this is like one of those sharper image fans where it's actually a booster, but it's made like a sharper image fan. That's interesting if that's the whole thought. I mean, again, this is Kenner that made this design, and Ansel just brought it to life into reality. Then we have these missiles. Now, I do believe Kenner would have made these missiles to fire, but again, I'm using it as a display piece. So any sort of gimmick that's engineered into it at all is just a super extra. Now, these wings can go up to different positions, probably be hindered by the missiles there. So we'll mess more with that when we mess with the back here. And you're going to see that we have a feature. When you turn this on the back, those spin. But the impressive part isn't the fact that they spin. It's the fact that you can rotate them in a different position. Rotate them up. They still spin. You can rotate them back, which makes sense. Like, this is going to, and those are going to fall out because they're not held in there by pegs. But then it still spins, which makes sense. Like, oh, he's going to fly like this with it. That makes sense. This is propelling him into the air, or whatever direction that you're going to go with it. It's logical. It's logical. I like logical. Now, once you've moved the propellers to sort of this angle right here, and then you can move this up like so, and that's another thing you see in the picture, which is awesome. But you can also, I think you can rotate these to do like this. And then you've got it in that position. So this weapon system would have been, of the unreleased ones, I think it would have been the most fun for a kid to play with. This one would have had more features. And yes, Kenner would have engineered these firing, and I'm okay with that. I don't care that these don't fire. It's just the fact that any gimmicks exist blows my mind. Down to engineering in this, I don't even want to take it apart, but there's a hinge here, just like we see with all the other type of canopies. But then right here, it connects really well to hold the whole thing together. Just fantastic job. I offer like suggestions or any feedback, and I don't have anything for an improvement on this. Like, this is perfect, spot on to what Kenner was doing, and I'm impressed. I am absolutely impressed. And to tell you the truth, just looking at the pictures, I didn't think I'd like it this much. I was like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, we're digging to the bottom of the well, but I still want it all. But this is my favorite one he's made so far, which means a lot because he's made a bunch of amazing stuff, and I think he's got some more amazing stuff coming. So I sure hope you enjoyed Volume 2 of the unreleased stuff that Anson is making from Kenner Centurions from the 80s, bring the 80s alive. It is fantastic. Yes, fans doing the best work. There's zero chance we'd get this from Hasbro, zero chance we would get this from pretty much anyone trying to get the license from Hasbro to make this stuff, especially to match the vintage. A lot of people try to scale it to match maybe the modern stuff, but I want the vintage. I want what could have been, and it's a reality now, and in very, very high quality. Fantastic job, Anson. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Anybody collect Centurions and think that this is awesome? Does anybody collect Centurions? You want to get some of this? He's in the Facebook group. So with that, I can probably put a link down below where you can find one of his posts. But let me know about this. I absolutely love these. I love that he made them, and I look forward to more. Teddy Hanger out.
Back at you. Let's short out those hot shots. Looks like they've had enough.
This whole thing doesn't make any sense. Why would Terra order an attack on the SETI station?
Power extreme!
I promised a word only on formal occasions.